Now our journey into diving the Python programming language starts from this video basically. In the previous video, I talked about how to install the Jupyter Notebook and how can you open the Jupyter Notebook. In this video or from this video, we are going to learn about the entire Python programming language or what are the topics that we are going to cover in this entire playlist. Now, basically, we are going to cover the basically at first we are going to give the introduction to Python and then we are going to learn about the Python IDEs. In the second portion, we are going to learn about the data structures in Python. In third structure, we are going to learn about the flow statements and function of Python. We are going to learn about object-oriented programming. We are going to learn about NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Cboon. These are all of these are basically several packages in Python. NumPy is a package which we basically use for mathematical computing in Python. Pandas is basically used for panel data representation. Matplotlib is used for visual representation of data. So we are going to learn about all this. Then we are going to learn about the sorry. Then we are going to learn about the linear regression, logistic regression, time series analysis, and all that. So this is all of the things that we are going to learn about in this entire course. Now we have installed the Jupyter Notebook. So the first code that we can actually run in our Python programming language is basically print. We can actually learn about the application of this function, print function. So if I apply this code here, suppose if I a print function, within the print function, whatever you give, it will be printed. So suppose I am going to run our first code, and in any programming language, the first code that you write is basically the hello world. So if I write hello world and if I run this code, then as you can see, hello world is being printed here. So we have actually successfully created the first program in the Python programming language, or the first code of the Python programming language. Now whatever you give in the print function, it basically prints it. If I give suppose if I give print, if I write print RCB has been disqualified, disqualified, and if I run this code, then you can see that this code will actually tell us that RCB has been disqualified. It has been printed here. So whatever you are actually going to write in the print function, it will print for you. So that is the function of print. So it is basically very easy thing. Then if we are going to learn about how to store data in the Python programming language. Now in the Python programming language, suppose I have three names here, John, Sam and Matt. And if I want to store these names in the Python programming language, then how can I store this uh, data or store these values in the Python programming language? So basically, for storing the values in the Python programming language, we have to assign the values into storage spaces. These storage spaces are basically the temporary storage spaces which are called variables. So I have to give or I have to pass on this John, Sam and Matt, these three datas into a storage variable or into a storage space which is known as variable. So basically, as you can see here, John, Sam and Matt, these three datas will be passed into variables. And what will be the name of our variable? The name of our variable will be student. Okay. So if I want to pass on this student into John, Sam and Matt, then suppose if I am writing student equals to Sam, and if I write student, then as you can see, student will be typed. Let me clear it in the Jupyter notebook. If I write student, here student If I write Sam, now Sam is the data and I want to store it in a variable. So for storing Sam into variable, I know Sam is a student. So I am naming the variable as student. Student here is nothing but the name of the variable. So student is basically Sam. Now if you call the variable, you don't have to call it by the name of the data, you have to call it by the name of the variable. If you call by the name of the variable, what is the name of the variable? The name of the variable is student. If you call it by the name of the variable, then you will see that whatever data was stored in the variable, Sam was the data that was stored in the variable, that will be shown. So as you can see, Sam is shown here. So that's how we can actually store the data, or we can store any value into variables. I can store value here as well.